What's up, guys, and welcome to my channel, Philly in the Philippines. If you're a new subscriber, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Today was this is a story time. It's story time in the Philippines. Today was a disastrous day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For you or for me?
Well, it was actually for both
me.
of us. Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Because you're fine.
No, I had it was disastrous for me too. Let's start out. Today we went down. I went down to do my dive today, my scuba dive. I did one dive in the morning. Looked into the dive. She chose to opt out of the dive this morning, the first one. So get down there. We're all suited up. Well, I'm all suited up. Get in the boat. Go out to an area called a hole in the wall. Get in the water. See some beautiful stuff. See some nudibranchs down there that they were orange and black. I think I've only ever seen them once or two other times. I've seen those. I've seen an orangutan crab. I've only seen that maybe one or two other times. I've seen some mantis shrimp down there. Seen another nudibranch that I've never seen before. Seen two other nudibranchs, maybe the size of my finger. They were kind of long. Never seen those before. Some beautiful coral and some beautiful fish. And there was these shellfish down there. I guess they're like a snail. They're like a brown color with white on them. Now, I've seen small ones, but I've never seen some big ones. So, man, it was a great dive. There was like no current. And guys, tomorrow's a full moon, and if you know anything about currents in the ocean, currents get very strong on a full moon. There was no current. Wait, a little bit when we first got in, but nothing really strong. But here's where the disaster kicked in, guys. Before I got on the boat, grabbed my camera, turned it on to check everything. Low battery. So I seen all those beautiful things, but I couldn't film it because I didn't have a battery charge for my camera. I know somebody's going to say, you should have two batteries. You should have two batteries. I know I should. And the last time I looked, there were knockoff batteries. I couldn't find an Olympus battery for my Olympus TG6. Now I'm going to look again. You know, a little time has passed. But what happens is I always come home from a dive, plug it in, charge it up. Well, there's a little button on there. I didn't know what this button was for. I don't know what that button's for. And I turned it, whatever. Well, here the button I turned was something that when you shut off your camera, it remains on in your camera like a tracking device. And I think that being on and not diving for a few days, I think it just drained the battery. So we got that thing plugged in, came back in, waited for an hour. I'm all excited. I told Lut, I said, look, you know, there's no current. Like it was a great dive, no current. She's like, okay, I'm going to go out on the second dive. I'm like, all right, cool. Suit up. We head out. Boom, hit the water. Start going down, and there was some current.
Yeah, from the beginning, it's like kind of okay because I think you can handle it.
Yeah.
I've been diving in current too, but it's not that bad. And then it's just a minute. It's become crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't that strong. I mean, it was a current. It was pulling you. So we get down. I don't know. We're maybe 6 meters down, something like that.
The first we did like 2 meters.
Yeah, we weren't even really down that far. And I break out my camera and I'm filming some coral and some fish, and all of a sudden I turn around and Lut's pointing at something. Everybody's pointing at something. Guy goes over and, you know, he's taking photos, and another guy's taking photos, and I'm hovering above the water, but I'm noticing the current's kind of pushing me. So I'm like, let me get down a little bit. So I got down a little bit. I'm like, I'm not going to, you know, fight this current. I looked at Lut, and her little legs are, you know, they're going 100 miles an hour because she's still up in the current. So I grab a hold of, you know, hard coral, and I'm just waiting for my turn, and I get in there, and Lut's pointing it out, and I'm trying to focus, and the current's kind of twisting my body around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm aborting this mission. I ain't going to try to get that thing, you know. There'll be another one. So we turn and get ready to go, and I'm looking. And all I could see kind of out in the distance, because I'm looking for the crew. I'm looking, I'm like, I see a tank, and I see bubbles, right? So I say, come on, let's go, you know. So we start heading down, and the current is getting stronger now, right? It's getting stronger. Let's coming down with me. And what I do if I'm in an area where there's, you know, kind of hard current, I'll kind of like hold on to a hard coral, you know, and kind of, you know, work my way around and stuff. And but the current's moving, we're drifting. The other couple, they're doing their thing. Well, we had no clue where everybody else was.
Yeah.
Like everybody kind of just went poof. So I'm down. You were down too there, right? And then we started going down deeper, a little bit deeper. Well, look, when we dive, a lot of times she'll stay a couple meters above me. She kind of like hovers up here while I'm down here observing what's going on, which is good. But when you're in a current, your current's strong up here, and you get down here where the coral is, the coral walls will break that current apart. You know, you ever see the commercials where there's like a car and they're doing like an air test on it, and the air blows over the car, and then it gets to the back of the car, and there's hardly any air? Well, that's where you kind of want to be. That's like how the current works. So I'm down there. I turn around and look at Lut. She's up there. Her little legs are like going 100 miles an hour. Because you're not swimming with the current. You're kind of swimming against the current. So I looked at Lut, and I'm like, I could tell like she was not having fun.
I'm struggling.
She was not having fun, right? So I'm waving to him like, come down, come down. She's like, all right. And I'm waiting for her, and I'm holding on to, you know, the coral, and I'm bobbing from one coral to another coral, trying to keep up with her, and she's still not coming down, right? And I turned to her, and I gave her the okay, and she's like, no.
Now go up.
Go up. So I'm like, all right, no problem. You know, and Lut's thinking, I don't want to ruin people's dive, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, I just like from the beginning, I know already it's something wrong.
Right.
It's something wrong in my head. You become narcosis in your head. There's like you can't even like enjoy anymore because narcosis in the way. That's how it runs down there. But in the other half of my mind, I was just thinking, I don't think it's a good idea to go there quick because now my dive buddy or everybody of them will be stuck. Just because of my stupid things to go up, I can make them stop of diving.
Yeah.
So I try my best to focus stop, which I try, but struggle is very real.
Yeah,
you know?
she was abort mission.
This, like, I don't really go dive like current stuff.
Yeah.
Like we always go dive, but yeah, they have current, but it's not that bad as today. Even this professional diver said that's bad current. Like, how about me? I'm not professional. I'm just new to this.
Yeah. So, I'm like, all right, let me get up to Lut. So I start working my way up to Lut. Meanwhile, the current's pulling us. I get up to Lut. As soon as I got to Lut, she grabs my hand. I'm like, all right, we got each other. You know, well, we're dive buddies. We got each other. Meanwhile, I'm holding on to my camera, right? My wrist strap to my camera broke. It attaches to my housing unit. I put it around my wrist so that way, you know, if I take my hand off or something happens, I got that wrist strap. It's not going to drop to. Well, that thing broke. So I got my hand shoved through my camera housing unit. I got my hand around that. I got my hand on Lut. I'm like, all right, come on, Lut. We're going to go up. Meanwhile, now we're starting to drift over top of the other guys, right? I can look down and I see a couple guys down there. I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking, all right, let me grab my stick. Let me bang on my tank. If you bang on something like a metal, it vibrates through the ocean. And like when you hear that banging, it's a distinct sound, you know it. Everybody looks to see what's going on. I'm like, let me grab that, let me bang on my tank. Well, by the time I reach to get it and go back, they were gone. I'm like, I bang on my tank, they might hear it, but they're not gonna like see us up there. So I'm like, all right, we're together. We're the dive buddies. We're together. So I'm like, all right, come on, we're gonna start working out. We're working up. Next thing you know, we come across another group, right? And I see the yellow fins, and I'm like, I don't think that's our crew. And I'm telling Lud, I'm like, no, I said, that's, no.
Yeah, because I'm pointing. That's
Lut's
Kuya
pointing.
Bex.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think that's our crew.
I said, no, it's like...
And then, did you want to go down? Or you weren't even, you were like, yeah, let's...
No,
let's just
actually I
abort.
was just like, let's end this.
Let's
Like,
end this,
Let's
right?
go up.
So it gets better, guys. It gets better. So we're working our way up, right? And I'm looking at my dive watch, and I'm, Lutz got a hold of me, and I got a hold of my camera, and, and I'm like, all right, we're going to get up to that 5-meter safety stop. So we get up to 5 meters, right? And I'm looking at Lut, I'm like, look, pointing at my watch. We got 3 minutes. She knows what that is. 3 minutes. So we're there, and all of a sudden, there was a down current.
Yeah.
Was pushing us back down. So we're getting pushed back down, and we're kicking, and finally, this is where Lut and her training kicked in, and I, once I realized what she was doing, I'm like, yep, there it is. She reached to her BCD, and she shot some air in it. Best way to describe something like that, take a balloon, not blown up, fill up a tub, drop it in the tub. It sinks to the bottom. Put a little bit of air in. A little bit of air, it'll raise it up a little more. Put a lot more in, it raises it up more. That's how like a BCD works. Buoyancy Control Device. That's what's strapped on your back. That's what you put air in to come up. When you come up, you let that out when you go down. So she reaches back, and I heard it. Now she didn't fully inflate it.
Oh.
But it was enough to where it allowed us to come up a little bit easier. And then we hit that 5-meter mark. Put on my watch, told her, all right, we got, we're at the 5 meter. We got 3 minutes. And we sat there 3 minutes, waited for it's a safety stop, waited for a safety stop for the dive computer to zero out. And boom, we came up. And
the sad part, the only not good thing when we did that, because we don't have the balloon to let these people know that we have.
Yeah.
There's a divers over there, but we don't have really choice at all because we're just me and him.
Right.
I can't say anything.
But the boat wasn't even. It was there, like it was there, and he came around, picked us up, and what was cool was while we were up there, so I never sat up on the boat while divers were down. He was showing us from the boat where the divers are. Like by the bubbles. Like he'd seen the bubbles coming up, and he could see how the current was taking the bubbles. So the boat guy gave us a little history on how he keeps a track on the divers. So yeah, it was a rather interesting day. Like Lit said, she goes, oh, you saved my life. I said, no, I said, we work together as a team.
No, you saved my life.
We put everything that we were taught into play in a situation like that. We are not experts, guys. You got how many? I got 78,
you get
79.
70 something.
No,
like
72. I don't know. Low 70s.
74.
74. You got
66.
66. So we're not experts. These are the things you learn along the way. I think we worked as a team together. We did a good job. Even the guys, we got guys that they've got hundreds, if not thousands, of dives in over the years, and they even came up and they even said that current was pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. At one point, it pushed you this way, then it pushed you this way,
and
it puts you this way,
and then it's like how
like a wash machine.
They go up,
yeah.
And one of our guys, like she threw up down there because she felt dizzy.
Poor girl.
Like how they threw you there and then they put you back. It's just bad. It is.
Yeah, poor girl, and she doesn't have many dives in it all, and I felt bad because it's like, but you got to learn.
Yeah.
When I had that incident with my breathing and all that, it's like you got to get back in, you got to do it. But we work together as a team. Buddy team.
No, right now, I'm not went to Batangas.
And tomorrow's full moon, so look, you're gonna dive tomorrow?
No, not at all.
No.
If I will be like suggest, however, even if I'm professional or not, I think full moon is not a good idea to dive.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's
you think about it. You're like
bad.
you're a peanut in that big ocean.
Yeah.
You're like a grain of sand,
I mean, like ocean is very unpredictable.
right?
Too.
And when there's a current like that, you got sediment that's being washed up and moved around. And like I said, we could see the divers, but the sediment was hard to
We
to
can
actually
see
get
them,
on.
but they all like scattered.
Yeah, everybody.
Like, they just like it's. I said it's just quick. Like
Right.
blink on the eyes, you will see them. Then blink on the eyes, you will not see
Right.
them.
So that is how our day went.
Yeah, terrible.
we can live to tell another story.
Yes.
So
They said like I'm on panic attack.
I don't think you panic.
No, actually I'm not though.
No, because
I'm just like kind of person like, I know it's wrong, I know it's something wrong, so why I should start goes to the bottom all the time if
Right.
there's something wrong. So we gotta go up before it's
Right.
going to get worse.
And if you're not having fun, you're not
Yes.
having fun. I mean, you're worrying about the tide or the current.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, you're not having fun. And I didn't mind going up with her; it didn't bother me at all, not one bit. So, but that is how our day went. Tomorrow we got another trip planned. No diving tomorrow. Actually, full moon tomorrow. I'm not diving. They might dive. I don't know. If they do, they do. I mean, like I said, these guys got hundreds, if not thousands of dives in. So, all right, guys, that's a wrap, and that's our story, and we're sticking to it, and we'll see you guys later.